How is God more knowable today than he was a generation ago? I'm assuming he is, right? We're making some progress. So how is he more knowable? What do we know about him today that we didn't know before? And by the way, the secret that allowed Hasidim in Russia to outlive communism, to out-survive communism, in some sense to actually defeat communism, because they tried so hard to destroy godliness, and with all their awesome power, they failed because Chassidim wouldn't quit. So in some sense, Chassidim destroyed communism. But what gave them that strength? So some people talk about emunah. They never lost faith. Bitachon, they never lost trust. That's not an answer. That's part of the question. How do you not lose your faith and your trust in 70 years of horrific suppression and repression and oppression? How? In fact, your emunah could actually be, your emunah could actually convince you to give up Judaism. Because you know God runs the world, you know that everything happens by divine plan, and here it's impossible to keep Judaism under Stalin in Russia, so God must be doing that. So God knows that it's impossible, so you're potter.
Take a brief recess. 70 years or more.
People said, when Stalin dies, we'll go back to... So your emunah could not survive it. And the question is, how did Chassidim do it? And the only answer is, by the 6th generation of Hasidus, Hasidim saw God as the reality, not the emunah. God was not something they believed in. Just like you don't believe in gravity. It's your everyday reality. You let go of your pen, it falls down. So now do you believe in gravity? Why do I have to believe it? I see it. So the Eibishter became actual reality. So to the Chassid in Russia, Torah and what Torah says is much more real than what Stalin says or does, what his soldiers say or do. So what's the question? This is bluff and fake, and this is real and eternal. Well, there's no contest. The question is only how much pain can you endure? But there was never a doubt about what's real. So what do we know about the Eibishter that we didn't know before? So I like to use a very simple example. People who learn Torah, even the biggest scholars, and true scholars, not people who are legends in their own mind, but people who are actually legends in their own time. Ask any of them, does God have an arm? No, of course not. Does God have eyes? Of course not. Does God have a mouth? No. Does God get jealous? Don't be ridiculous. Does God get angry? No. Does God get pleasure from your mitzvah? No. God is not human. Don't attribute human qualities to God. So although the Torah does, because the Torah is full of these expressions, Yad Hashem, Pi Hashem, Einei Hashem, Dvar Hashem, Rotzen Hashem, not to be taken literally. Very clear, very strong. One of the first things you'll learn in yeshiva is that these are not meant to be taken literally. Well, there's a real danger in that, isn't there? When do you stop? Where do you stop? God says if you do this, you're going to suffer death penalty. Not really. It's just a way of, intimidating.
Putting in line.
Yeah, it's like, I just want to impress you, but, like somebody says, if you say one more word, I'm going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you. It's just an expression, right? Okay, so one by one, you can eliminate all the mitzvahs. But that is, or was, the accepted opinion, the accepted approach. So Yad Hashem, no, he doesn't have a yad. Pi Hashem, no, he doesn't have a mouth. Even Dvar Hashem doesn't mean he spoke. It means he made known somehow. But it's not speech, because he doesn't have a mouth. And he's not human. The result, and I think most people can recognize this, and the result is that when it comes to talking about the Eibishter, there's really nothing you can say. What can you say? Whatever you say is wrong.